But today we'll be treating why are Igbo youths reconnecting with traditional religion. I just traveled to the east recently, and before you know, my cousin has carried his own shrine. My auntie has called his own SY. Everybody is connecting back. Everybody has something he's holding. All of us, we are in this Christian faith until they start living.
I traveled sometimes 2 years ago, and I experienced what
Are you serious?
said. Yes, I saw it, and it was so appalling, and I was seriously perturbed in my spirit over the issue of Christianity versus tradition. And there are so many factors related to it. There are so many factors, and I want to share so many with you. Now, number one is what I called economic factor.
Hey.
One of the things that the early church fathers did was to introduce certain things that will help the community economically. For example, the church brought school. In fact, the first secondary school in Nigeria, CMS Grammar School, was brought by the Missionary Society
In Anambra.
in the West.
Okay.
If you watch earlier, in most of these states, the best secondary schools were managed by the church. I want to use Ezigwe Afa Ego. What it means is that good name is better than money. But now, money is better than what? Name. Once you have the money, you have what?
You have everything.
You have the name.
You have the
Even
name.
the king will be bowing down to you.
So those days, so any spirit that is contrary to our belief system as Christians, we say no to it. That is retrogressive. That will affect your journey with God. We say no to it. That is what we don't believe. Like, so even in burial rites, there are other certain things we normally do, which the church have not said totally no to it, except when it involves something diabolic in it. That's when we say no totally to it. So we must be able to do it.
Pastor, where did the church miss it?
Now,
We won't just because of
We-
180 years of
God bless you, sir.
hardship.
God bless you, sir. Now, you see,
No, one of them I want to land because I want us to go deep. Yes. Where did the church miss it? Just within 8 years, people have lost all they believed. Is it that they didn't believe the right thing, or the merchandise and the charlatancy? He said we are looking for leaders that are Christians. But in this country, we have had Vice President Osubanjo as a Christian. Nothing happened. The wife of our president is a pastor. Is a pastor. Nothing happened. Do you know even almost all the southern governors are Christians? So it goes down that the quality of the Christian, the people we are dishing out are not quality enough to affect change that we desire.
thank God for what the church has done. The church have done amazing. There's no two ways about it. I don't want to be too critical about it. The church have done an amazing job, and thank God for the men that God has placed in authority to. However, there's a lot of work and work. A lot of people who have allowed certain people to creep in, and they are spoiling this work. You have allowed certain psychophones to creep in, and they are affecting it, and spoiling this work. There are still remnants. There are still political appointees who are faithful in the way. There are still remnants.
Those are very
few.
few. No, not few. They are
Now,
very
now,
few.
where the problem is now is that
Okay, by the time you'll be seeing this interview, we just had a wonderful ministration by an amazing servant of God. We were blessed by his ministration, but before we get started, let me introduce you a beautiful, elegant, and also intelligent co-host that will be helping me to interview this man of God. I have with me Sheni. Sheni, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Just by my immediate left is a man of God I have known for years. This man of God, I'll be adding PG to this thing so that you go to the street. This man of God is not just an ordinary man of God. I have known him from childhood. I knew him from secondary school to university, to graduation, to everywhere until God called him and he answered the call. And by my immediate left, I have Reverend Emeka Enendaba. God bless you, sir.
God bless you, sir.
Man of God, we are happy to have you here.
Amazing moments here.
You know what I like about your calling is that your calling is not this one that they have tried other things and and finally decided.
We heard God once and we keyed into the
God. No, I remember that year is in Yak.
Yeah, you're right. Young Anglican Crusader. Big houses. That was just our days of little beginning.
I remember that time he was the one that is preaching. You go there. Man of God, you have been in this thing. That's why the grace we enjoy. I say, as we are ministering, the singer just stood up. He said, the guy just stood up. He said, this is much.
It's just God helping us. He's the helper of men.
The first question, why have you been this consistent over this year? There was no time you said, let me try the word and come back. I try the word and come back. I have no
Okay, that's a very interesting one. I met Christ early by divine providence and privilege, and I keyed into certain instructions, and ever since then, you don't stop what is working.
God.
Following him, I've seen the result. It has paid, and it will be foolish for me to stop somewhere, and I don't intend stopping. And I've seen the beauty of following him all the days of my life. And one of the things about me is that God has given us a very good track record. We've been able to see amazing things he has done through us. Even during the days we were nothing. We're just doing this thing without even hoping to be paid. Those days as an undergraduate, working in God's vineyard, we're not expecting one or two things. We came to Abuja. God told me, wherever I'm going to send you, I will establish you. I never thought of coming to Abuja to serve.
Which is true.
So people will be asking me, how did you come to Abuja? I never thought. I knew it was divine orchestration. And my stay in Enugu, I've had one or two contacts. God has been helping me in the Anglican church. I've had one or two contacts. But I didn't hear God telling me to go into ministry. But immediately I came to Abuja, I heard God specifically. Emeka, you have stayed long on this mountain. I want you to make an impact. So it is time for you to join the ordained ministry. I heard God specifically. On the first day, on the 2nd day of January, 2017, I heard God expressly. After about 5 days of praying and fasting, normally every end of the year, normally have a system of praying, going to quality to prayer along with God. So after that, God told me, Mecca, you can't make the needed impact if you are out. Come in and make the impact I want you to make. And I was a bit adamant. Being the first son and everything, the challenge and where do I start? God told me, I'm going to go ahead of you. And ever since then, I've seen grace upon grace. So the summary of it is just following God. Obey him, follow him. At any point you obey one, he gives you the next instruction. But if you disobey, he won't give you the next one. So at every point, I've obeyed systematically every instruction that he has given. And it is not of him that will, it's just God has shown us mercy. And that's just it.
Wow. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. Please, without moving from our topic, because I have some questions in some direction. But today we'll be treating why are Igbo youths reconnecting with traditional religion and practice. Before you go inside it, I just traveled to the east recently, and before you know, my cousin has carried his own shrine. My auntie has called his own SY. Everybody is connecting back. Everybody has something he's holding. All of us, we are in this Christian faith until they start living. Pastor, my first question is, why are they living? Is it that what they are telling them is lie? Is it there is no power? What is the problem? Why are people living the Christian faith?
God bless you, sir. It's an issue, and if we're a true child of God, the present circumstances will really challenge you. I traveled sometimes 2 years ago, and I experienced what
are you
just
serious?
said. Yes, I saw it, and it was so appalling. and I was seriously perturbed in my spirit. And I want to equally thank you for this. It's a very critical question you just asked. But first, let's return back.
Okay.
Culture is the way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you like it or not, the missionaries didn't totally eradicate our culture.
Mm-hmm.
If our culture is a very important thing, as a minister, you must be careful where you minister, because you must look at the cultural variations along that terrain you want to minister.
True.
That is why most of our ministers, when they travel to the West to minister, you see them put on the Western cultural attire. If you see them come to the East to minister, you see them wear their ishago and everything. If you see some of our ministers travel to India to minister, you see them put on their own attire. Now, the reason is that for them to mingle among them and to make the needed impact. And you know, to be sincere with you, the Igbos have a very good rich culture. We have a very good rich culture, very strong one, which have helped in one or two other things. In fact, the church don't even play with the issue of culture. That's why most times, even the Orthodox and the Pentecostal have what they call cultural harvest. So we integrate it. But every culture must be progressive, not retrogressive.
Okay.
Every culture must be progressive, not retrogressive. So the issue is the orientation that the present youths are having over the issue of Christianity versus tradition. And there are so many factors militating to it. There are so many factors, and I want to share so many with you. Now, number one.
Pastor, before we start talking, okay, you want to tell me the reason why? Okay,
yes. So there are reasons why you are seeing a gradual shift. I'll call it a gradual
This
shift.
one is it gradual? This one where they are carrying shrines everywhere.
Well, I still believe it's a gradual because we still have many remnants too.
Okay,
the only thing is that we're in a generation of social media. I'm still going to talk about social media now, but I'm seeing it as a gradual shift from the what it has meant to be to the old. I guess, and there are so many factors I've said. Now, number one is what I called economic factor.
Hey, Tunubu.
Economic factor. Now, one of the things that the early church fathers did was to introduce certain things that will help the community economically. For example, the church brought school. In fact, the first secondary school in Nigeria, CMS Grammar School, was brought by the Missionary Society.
In Anambra,
in the West.
Okay.
Was brought by Missionary Society, the first secondary school. If you watch earlier, in most of these states, the best secondary schools were managed by the church.
Yes.
The church played a very big role in the education aspects. Now, again, look at the terrain of the other generation. You discover that most of the evil practice and everything were actually reduced by the influence of the church too. For example, look at the issue of twins killing. Look at the issue of Osukast and so many other things which the missionaries brought to us. And it played a very big role. But unfortunately, the generation is a generation that concentrated more on the economic viability. What do I mean? The economy seems to be impacting much on us as youths.
Okay.
One of the key elements of the devil in this end time generation is that the devil is going to attack the society through two means. It will attack the church, it will attack the economy. If the economy is attacked, the threshold, the standing threshold of many believers will fall. Because if you don't have money to sort yourself out, any other alternative
will be viable.
For you. When the preferable is not available, the available becomes preferable.
Pastor, but do you think? Okay, let me not cut you because I have to ask both.
Yes.
Do you think it was the church that brought this? I think you said about school.
Yes.
But there was a time it now reached that it was the church that was hitting on economic you will prosper, you will make money.
We'll still come into that. It's
Okay.
still, we'll see. So, but the first is that we are attacking the issue of economy.
Okay.
So there's a lot of pressure on the present day youth.
Okay.
They
Decided
get-
from the Igbo land.
Yes, they get rich, they get quick syndrome is attacking us, and it's seriously hitting on us. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants that name, that thing called the igboculture. Nobody wants to pass through the legal process again. So everybody just want to get quick, and unfortunately, the society have helped to project the issue of money. Because if you have money, you are most times recognized in the society.
Most times or all the
Now,
time,
it-
even in the church. or
I
even
don't
in
know.
the
I
empire.
don't. No. I don't want to. Most times when I say that, I don't want to be 100%. I don't want to. I just want to be using that.
No, we are the one to tell you. I know you are the reverend here.
So most times it affects. Now, in the days of our parents, I want to use ezigbo afa ka ego. What it means is that good name is better than money. But now, money is better than what? Name. Once you have the money, you have what?
You have everything.
You have the name.
You have the
Even
name.
the king will be bowing down to you.
So those days, we were interested in having good personality, good name, value system. The value system was very, very strong. But the economy is so much hitting that people are compromising. So in whatever way you can make this money, make the money. And unfortunately, people feel that the traditional aspect will offer them the quickest route to make money.
Actually,
Are you getting what I'm saying?
it's not that he looks like. It's mostly like.
Yes. So it appears as if it will offer them the quickest avenue to make money. So people, because Bible says, Jesus says, pick up the cross and follow me.
It's true.
People have looked at us.
Cross.
I remember those days when we were still in there. People just look at us and say, this thing you are just following. What have you shown? We were looking more wretched then.
Yes.
We were looking as if nothing was happening. Because if you must follow God, it will cost you a lot.
Which is true.
It is time factor will play a very big role there. Because
Process.
God does not give you just everything you deserve. He looks at your need. He doesn't just give you your want. He looks at what you need first. So, but the traditional means seems as if it is the easiest way for you to pick money. So it has increased the high quest for that. Now, let's equally look at the place of the social media. The social media have played a very big role. In the days of our parents, you hardly see native doctor. You hardly see DBA.
But now we have celebrities.
We have
Celebrity native doctors.
and you see them with expensive cars. You see them with expensive. Look at the SMY. I have in those days when I was growing up, when you call a lady SMY, the lady will fight you.
Which is true.
Will fight you. But now people are bold enough. As long as SMY can put food on my table, I'm okay with it. So by the time you go to social media, you are under pressure. Youths are under pressure to follow that trend. You see a young man at your age, equal to you, riding very expensive car, getting expensive houses, flying up and down, and you are seeing, and you know social media has very big influence. Whether you like it or not, it has a very big influence. So the young people are seeing that there is real money in there. And the social media is projecting it. They have large followers. Even Facebook monetization is still money there. Yes. Yes, they have large followership. Whether what they are doing is right or not, they have large followership.
Also, before we start, I don't want us to start blaming external factor. But before my question, let my dear ask her own question.
So do you think that the traditional worship in a whole is bad compared to because Christianity brings love, Jesus loving us, the process that you said that we have to go through several processes before we get what we want. But the traditional ways just bring easy access. You now say that the traditional worshiping is totally wrong.
Now, we must differentiate between those we refer as traditional practice that enhances the societies.
Okay.
Now, for example, look at traditional marriage. When the missionaries came, We didn't say because there is white wedding, we should abolish the bride price or our traditional marriage.
Okay.
We still do that. They came. We didn't say we should abolish our way of life,
Culture.
our culture, our way of doing things, certain ways of. We didn't say no. But anyone that is against our societal norms, that seems retrogressive, that seems pushing us back to 19th century,
And involving worshipping of a deity.
and involve worshipping of idol, that is a bit diabolic, that is bit spiritual influenced. We are saying no. As a church, we are saying no to it.
Okay, so it's not like the traditional worship in whole is totally wrong. It's just that the deity and diabolical
No, the thing is
aspect.
that you are adding that worship. That is the problem.
The problem is
what is the
worship.
difference between the worship and the tradition? I think if it is in Igbo, you say omenana
Omena.
and ego arusi.
Yes. Now, omenana is what we refer as tradition. Our
Yes,
way
our way of life. Yes,
Our way of life. That's omenana. That you are getting married now, there are certain things that has to be done.
You have to kneel down.
You
Your
have to
father
kneel
will
down,
place
pray for
hand on
you.
your head.
Buy your kola nut, you present. Church didn't say we shouldn't present kola nut.
Oh, okay.
That is our tradition. But the worship there, because worship deals with spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Worship deals with the spirit. And anything that involves certain spirit that you can attest to. Bible says there is no other name through which a man shall be saved except through the name Jesus. So any worship that is contrary with the spirit, that's why Bible says test every spirit to know whether the spirit is from God. So any spirit that is contrary to our belief system as Christians, we say no to it. That is retrogressive, that will affect your journey with God, we say no to it. That is what we don't believe in. Right? So even in burial rites too, there are other certain things we normally do, which the church have not said totally no to it, except when it involves something diabolic in it. That's when we say no totally to it. Right? So we must be able to differentiate.
Pastor, where did the church miss it?
Now,
We won't just because of 180 years of
God bless you, sir.
hardship.
God bless you, sir. Now, you see,
No, one of them I want to land because I want us to go deep. We are.
yes,
Where did the church miss it? Just within 8 years, people have lost all they believed. Is it that they didn't believe the right thing, or the merchandise and the charlatancy?
Now, I understand what you say. God bless you. I thank God that God called me to the ministry too, because I also have a burden. It's a burden in my heart. Now, there are two major factors. Over the years, I want to start from the place of our worshipers,
Okay.
who have missed the place of discipleship. The quality of the Christians we're able to disciple over the years have reduced.
Okay.
Our focal point have shifted. We have produced half-baked believers who believe that coming to Christ is all about what I will get. Give me. They follow God out of convenience, not out of conviction. There is no genuine encounter. So you come to church and the pastor just finished preaching 7 keys on how to be successful, 10 keys on how to make money. And after the whole preaching, he says, is there anyone that wants to give your life to Christ? So that you can, by the time you give your life to Christ, these things will start working for you. So the entry system is where the problem is.
The entry system.
The entry system.
No, we are going deep now.
The entry
That's
system is where the problem is. So we have believers who are not yet grounded.
okay. Pastor, let me cut you there. I was before you continue. I was eating in a restaurant. I was hearing somebody preaching to somebody. So he was telling you, come to Christ. This problem will go. Your business will prosper. This one, and I told the guy, this is not how to bring people to Christ.
God bless you, sir.
Do you think that entry system? What my question now is, how do we start correcting this entry system?
We must return back to discipleship. Jesus, the Bible says, and he called the disciples to be with him and taught them. We want people who are celebrities, who want to become apostles. We have apostles everywhere. We have prophets everywhere. But what are they dishing out? It seems that we have altars, but the altars are not yet coated. something is lacking in that altar. We have not been able to raise men that will understand what it means to follow Jesus. So people follow him because of what they will get, because of food. Now remember, during the time of Jesus Christ, multitude will follow him because of the miracle. But when it is time for him to teach, he will go to the mountain. Only disciples will be there. So the mountaintop is meant for disciples. So we have few disciples. We have few people that can disciple. We have few people that are able to follow. Now watch. When God promised Abraham Isaac, when Isaac came, God wanted to taste the face of Abraham. He said, sacrifice your only son. And Abraham was faithful. God wanted to know whether Abraham loved that gift more than the giver. So we have believers who love the gift more than the giver.
They love receive it.
They love receive it. They just want to receive it. They don't want to do anything for kingdom purpose. So everything you see them do in church is because of what they want to get.
God.
So when an opportunity comes outside Christ for them to get that which they desire, they tend to go. They move. Because they have not, the foundation was not solid. If the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? So the problem is the foundation. The type of ministers we are raising, who raised them? Who called them?
God.
What is their track record? Who discipled them? Who taught them?
Man of God. You know these things are... You hit a point. I give it to you. I'm not the one to give it to you, sir, but the disciple. But do you really think you are a young man? Is Jesus slow?
Is Jesus slow? Now,
you know what I mean by is
yes,
Jesus slow?
I understand what you mean.
Is this process in this kingdom, is it actually slow? Is it too slow that a young man that have tailored his life right? Because imagine now this disciple, somebody is now well discipled. I will give you an instance. I traveled to my village one day. One of my friends that joined native doctor, he was driving a big car. He was the one that waved me. As he waved me, how are you doing? Me, I was driving a small car. But something in me, I have to tell Jesus in my mind, thank you for giving me this car. Because if you don't give me this small one, me and you forget. I don't know whether you do this. I want us to be real.
Thank you very much.
Is this Jesus really slow?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, who is a blessed man? A blessed man, is it that man that have a car, have various houses? Who is a blessed man? What do we call blessing? What do we equate to blessing? And that's where the issue is now. We believe that once you have the most expensive car and the best house, you are blessed. Who is a blessed man? A blessed man is a man who sits not in the council of the ungodly. That's a blessed man. Our definition of blessing is where the problem is now. Now listen very well. There was many years that God told me, I'm interested in your spiritual life more than your financial, more than every aspect of your life. God told me, I'm interested in your spiritual life. And that was many years ago when we were trusting God for admission. You got admission before me, right?
Yes. 1 year.
Now, one of my friends, I think, got admission before me too. I remember going for his matriculation, I cried. I was trusting God for UNN. And by the special grace of God, I was not a dullard. Remember those days?
No.
I know I was not a dullard. At least I know I was more than average.
Yes.
But God told me, Emeka, there is a way that seems right unto a man, but the end. I want you to go here because I have a strategic reason for sending you there. And God had a reason for sending me to a suit. God had a reason of passing me through the same family I came from, because there's a prophecy over my life. Now, God is not first interested in my finance. Okay. He's interested in me fulfilling kingdom mandates, kingdom destiny. So what people call success in life might not necessarily be the definition of success in life for God. So our definition of success in life is by what we see. But our success in life, heaven's success in life, is by the impact and our availability to be used by Him. So even if you are rich and you have so many cars, and yet you are not being used by Him, you are not fulfilling kingdom mandate, you have no use to the heaven. So for God, you are just there. But anyone, no matter who you are, no matter the level you are, and you are fulfilling kingdom mandate, you are very, very much important to Him. Now, number two is that it seems as if God is very slow. God is a God of principles. God is a God that every process have a product.
Okay.
The product of making chin chin and making cake is not the same thing. But the process of making cake and chin chin is not the same thing. However, you need flour for both of them.
Oh.
You need flour for both of them.
So you should not compare the product.
You should not
the process.
The process. Those that compare themselves are not wise.
I hear you, sir.
We can be classmates, we can be HB, but we're not placemates. There's a timing for everyone. Understand your timing. The gift of God has no soul. So the blessings of God has no soul. And you must understand this. He maketh everything beautiful in his time. Until it is his time, it is not beautiful. So anything that comes outside his time is not beautiful. When it is his time, he makes it beautiful. So sometimes God allows certain things to happen to showcase you to the world. I am the God. You know, God said to Moses, I'm going to prove to Pharaoh, I am the God Almighty. So sometimes God allows certain things to prove that he is the God Almighty. So that when people say there is a casting down, he says, I'm about to leave this one as a testament that there is a God that is faithful. So your waiting period, you shouldn't, there's a waiting period for every man. Look at Abraham. God said, I'm going to bless you. For 35 years, nothing was happening. But if you have gone through the other means, within 2 years, the thing might happen. But God wanted to pass Abraham through a test. Remember, God told Abraham, I'm going to give you a child. And for a certain time, God appeared to Abraham again and said, walk before me and be perfect. Somebody told he's going to give you a child, and you're still telling him to walk before me and be perfect. Which means God was interested in his perfection. So that when the gift comes, he's able to handle it.
The gift.
A lot of people have received, but they can't be able to handle it. So sometimes God allows you to pass through the waiting period, because what is about giving to you is superior than to what others have received many years. And when Abraham came, when Isaac came, there was a covenant. Remember Samuel? Before Samuel came, many years they have toiled for it. But when Samuel came, he became a covenant child. So the issue is the timing. Are you ready to wait? God tastes your waiting time. Your waiting time is a proof that you sincerely love him.
Is that waiting that people are not interested in?
That is what my generation don't want. The waiting period, we don't want it. We want it sharp.
Immediately.
We want it immediately. And if God looks at you and he understands that, most times God will pass you through fire to make sure that what he's giving you will not shake you again. So there was something I was trusting God for. It didn't come. I cried and cried. And God told me, the reason why I didn't give you them is because it is becoming a God to you. If I've given you them, it will become a God to you. I don't want you to influence your journey with me. Anything that influences my journey with you becomes an idol. So I want to give you when it pleases me, not when it pleases you. So that you can be able to safeguard it. Okay. Very, very important.
So we are driving inside we are getting deeper.
So in the season, like Christians, they said there's a timing and there are processes. As every youth, what should they do in this process whereby they are waiting for God? Should they be, you can be waiting and you can wait rudely. And you can wait. So how do they wait before God manifests what he wants to do in their lives?
Pastor, before you answer, let me throw light. Because so many people are waiting and they are lazy.
Thank you very much.
Like I have some pastors' friends that when they are because they are pastor, they are waiting, they are not reading the Bible, they are not praying, they are just watching film. Because, that's the question. What should we be doing in the waiting time? Period. So that we will not now come out of the waiting time and we don't get the result. Because, man of God, there is bill to pay.
Very, very important, sir. Your waiting period is a period of building capacity.
Okay.
Build capacity.
So how do you build it?
How do you build capacity? If you are trusting God for a job and you have applied and nothing is happening, start somewhere. Now, I remember when I came to Abuja after my service here, the first job I did was 16,000. That was my first salary, 16,000. When we finished secondary school, remember that year? When we finished, I will finish Laneko by June. My first salary then was 4,000 per month as a laundry officer. 4,000. Then I was just 16 years and a half. 17 years, not up to 17 years. My first salary was 4,000. I did so many jobs as I was trusting God for my admission. It was a waiting period. I waited for almost 3 years. I wrote the first job. Not that doesn't think, but I knew there were forces contending. Let's not go there too. First year, second year, it was a third year. God told me, America, I will do everything possible to make sure you still remain relevant. And thank God I passed through suits. I was just trusting God for you, and then God said, no, I want to pass through suits. That was the place I was built. I was moving from Enugu to Abo and everything because of my position in the church.
Yes.
God was busy building me. So when I came to Abuja here, I was trusting God for a job, but I had to start somewhere. I was building capacity. So somebody would just look at me and say, Demeka, how have you been able to understand the scripture and do this? There was a period of waiting. We are building capacity many years ago. If God have called into the music ministry and you've not seen the limelight now, keep building capacity, keep developing yourself. Don't stop. Don't wait. Keep developing. There is still much more to achieve. For me, I've kept building capacity. There are certain things I'm trusting God to be doing. I want to further my education too, and I've started doing that. I don't want to be lazy. I can't be a pastor and I'm lazy. There is still much more. Even as a young man, in your business, still build capacity. What you have just one shop, think of get another shop too. Get books on what makes people successful in their business. In your area, there is somebody doing better than you.
It's true.
You are not the best yet. There is somebody ahead of you. Find out what is taking them there. What took them to the level they are. That is building capacity. You don't just sit and you just keep. Now, listen. Paul says something. He said, the grace of God was upon me, but I labored more.
More than you all.
What are you saying? There is the favor dimension. There is a labor dimension.
But some people don't like to hear that labor dimension.
There's the favor dimension. So when preparation meets opportunity, success is born. You don't just sit on. Nobody becomes a general at home.
Okay, Pastor, because my work here is to make sure that you go deep. I try to ask the questions that anybody out there will be asking. Have you seen a man that have followed this God, not a pastor? A man, a normal human being. Because I have some young people that will be watching this thing and say, I have followed this God. Have you seen people that have followed this God? And you remember when David cried, he said, settle me or satisfy me early in life. That early, if there is an English like that, the person who was satisfied, that you can use to encourage our youth that are looking for shortcuts.
There are times when you look at, as a pastor, I've counseled people. I've seen people sincerely, they've served him. Sincerely, but it seems as if they've not been breaking forth. Sincerely. There are so many keys. Prayer is the key, but it's not the only key.
I hear you, sir.
There are so many. Now, I've been able to look at their lives too. It's not just working hard. There are different dimensions that causes your door to be open. There's a dimension of hard work. There's a dimension of character. There are people, they are intelligent, but they lack character. It seems as if something comes to their hands, but they lose it. They don't have what it takes to sustain anything they have. They lack character. Character formation. Very, very important. So that is why sometimes you see them as a very good Christian, but they lack character. There are some who are mental and psychologically lazy. They are not creative. I once met you that said, you have finished your BSc, why not go for your master's too? If you are trusting God for that. And that's number two. And there are also situations whereby there are demonic forces too. You remember Paul said, many times I wanted to come to you, but the devil hindered me. So sometimes they can be spiritual hindrance, keeping people wherever they are. I've seen first-class graduates who struggles in life. I've seen people who are exposed to certain things in life, but their life seems to be down. So they can be spiritual forces somehow contending over their destiny. So it's not just that they have followed God. They should be able to look at, where am I not getting it right? Where am I not getting it right? What is my relationship with people too? Why is it that anybody I meet, I become somehow toxic to them? I don't have what is called building strategic relationship. There are people who don't know how to build. Now, how many years have our relationship been? For many years. Mm-hmm. There are people who don't know how to build strategic relationship. There are people who don't know even the idea. They lack ideas too. They lack creativity. They just sit down, pray to God, and expect that job will just come to them. It doesn't work that way. I started as a teacher. Just got a job, 16,000. I didn't wait for anybody. When I started even as a copper, the house I rented was just one self-contained. Just with with just wrapper. Nothing was inside, but I started somewhere. So some people don't want to start small. Even though they are believers. They don't want to start small. They don't know that there are times you grow systems. There's a system of growth. There's a system of growth. There are systems. Grow from that system and you see God lift you up. Don't forget the days of it. So there are so many factors that seems to hinder people, even as believers. So that you are born again is just the entry point.
Okay.
Understand it.
Okay.
There are people that got admission just as you are during your university, but they didn't graduate.
Which is true. Some people left is 200 level.
Thank you very much. And some didn't graduate.
Well, some didn't graduate.
Some people had missing scripts. Some people failed some courses. I guess, but they had admission. So being born again is just the entry point. You still have to work out your faith.
Yes, because Pastor, this thing you are saying is true. Because there are some people that we know in church that this person has served God. But if people like say the thing no they work, the person. So maybe because the person is not doing the right thing to graduate.
You must do the right thing.
So are you saying
there's no emotional aspect?
Are you saying that this kingdom is a kingdom of principles?
There are principles. So you can make heaven, but then on earth you remain a pauper.
Hey.
You can make heaven, but here on earth you can't make impact.
And most of those people that join the other side is because they don't like to obey principles.
Of course. Now remember what the book of Isaiah. He said, it will cause men to come to your rising. Until you rise, there are nothing men that can come. Now, I took time as a minister, even as a minister, to look at my fathers of faith, even in the denomination where I am, to look at the fathers, and I discovered they were learned individuals. They were men of substance and they were learned. Some were first class, some had first class. They were learned. God have never used a lazy person.
God has never used a lazy person. You need to tweet this one.
God has never used a lazy person. Because even the devil works hard. Remember, the Bible said he goes to and fro. He's a hard-working person. So why must he be lazy? So there are certain factors that causes men to remain the level where they are.
So it's not God. It's not Jesus.
So in situations whereby there are people who are hardworking, they are trying their best to get a job,
Yes,
but in the society they are not opportune to get it.
Yes.
What would you advise such a person to do?
Keep doing your best. Keep doing. Don't stop. Now remember, when Elijah told Ahab to go and check, there's an abundance of rain. He went the first time and came and said, no, there's no rain. Nothing. He said, go and check again. He prayed again. He said, go and check again. Nothing. Keep trying. He said, I see an abundance of rain. There's a dormant stage for every seed. When you plant a seed, it doesn't just germinate immediately. It takes days to build a system. Imbibe the needed water. Imbibe the needed element. And before you know it, will sprout.
Okay, sir,
take your time. Don't be in a rush. Keep building capacity. You graduated with your BSc and no job is coming. Go for your master's.
But if there's no money,
and there's
no money,
there's something in your hand. As I've said,
there must be something
in your hand. Sincerely speaking, there will be something in your hand. I've said sometimes. It's not that we want to start big. We just want to start big. I had nothing when I finished my university. I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. But I know, Emeka, you can't afford to remain the level you are. I have nothing to tell my generation. What will I tell them? I didn't come from a very good background. I came from a poor background. What will I tell them?
I understand.
What will I give as a reason? I have to start somewhere. There is something in your hand. There is something. Check the rich people, check the rich men that God have used. Sometimes they started very, very. If they tell you their story, you will marvel. You have to start somewhere. Don't be lazy, start somewhere.
So, Pastor, this process of discipleship,
yes,
how do we start correcting it? Because if we keep turning half-baked Christian, there was a day that the Holy Spirit took me back. He said we are looking for leaders that are Christians. But in this country, we have had Vice President Osinbajo as a Christian. Nothing happened. The wife of our president is a pastor. Is a pastor. Nothing happened. Do you know even almost all the southern governors are Christians? So it goes down that the quality of the Christian, the people we are dishing out are not are not quality enough to affect change that we desire.
Now, thank God for what the church have done. The church have done amazing job. There's no two ways about it. I don't want to be too critical about it. The church have done an amazing job, and thank God for the men that God have placed in authority too. However, there's a lot of work that needed to be done.
A lot of work.
We have allowed certain people to creep in, and they are spoiling this work. We have allowed certain sycophants to creep in, and they are affecting this work. They are spoiling this work for us. There are still remnants. There are still political appointees who are faithful in following God. There are still remnants.
There are very few. Not few. There are very few.
Where the problem is now is that the gospel which we received many years ago came to us through the sacrifice of men. Some died, some became martyrs, some left their families and they came. Some sacrificed everything to make sure that this Christianity is projected and propagated. And they handed it over to us. So it seems as if there is
their sacrifice is coming to know.
There is something wrong somewhere. And that main issue is that materialism has crept into the church.
Materialism
has crept into the church. So you see a lot of people coming into the Christian fold as leaders just because of what they will get.
So are you not thinking? I'm diving.
Now we are still coming back now.
You know where I'm diving. Are you not thinking it's the same social media and materialism that attracted those people that are leaving the fold? That is attracting the people that is joining.
That is where we are going. That is where I want to land now. Now the present day Igbo youth feels that the church is calm because the leaders, the Christian leaders who they believe they should be looking up to, have really failed them. So they believe that people who go into ministry, whether Orthodox or Pentecostal, they go there because of a particular thing that they will gain. But unfortunately, they don't know that there are only just few among them who are into that. Not everybody is seriously into that. But you know one thing about the devil has a way of magnifying our weakness and amplifying our weakness. So the devil have succeeded in amplifying and magnifying our weakness using the social media. Now, to show the world that you see, this church you are talking about, all your leaders are just there to make money and enjoy with their family. So an average Igbo man will say, so I should now be giving my offering for you to be flying private jets. I should be giving my offering for you now to be having your best to build schools, and then our children cannot go to the schools.
You are talking what I want to hear.
So an average Igbo man is seeing, so I should now be giving my offering for you to be riding your best cars and every other thing.
And be enjoying.
And enjoying living a serious life. That's how an average
Igbo man... And even have the God to be videoing it.
And that's how an average Igbo man have seen it. I get what I'm saying. Now, do I have any problem with people, ministers enjoying their life? No. But I have a problem with having ostentatious lifestyle, having an expensive lifestyle against the mandate and the will of the people. There should be a balance.
Moderation.
There should be moderation. We're not saying that the man of God shouldn't have a good car, shouldn't have the best house, shouldn't have anything, but there should be moderation. But if your focal point is specifically on tithes and offering, you don't want to affect life. Because they know those who want to affect life. They know those who don't want to affect life. That will be sincere with you.
Which is true now.
They know, everybody know. You know those pastors who want to affect life. You know the denomination that want to affect life. You know the ones that want to affect life. So those who don't want to affect life are projecting the church in a bad limelight. And then the Igbos, few Igbo youth are now capitalizing on it. To say, okay, the church is a scam. Why the church is not a scam? The church has helped them to be sincere with you. If government can do half of what the church is doing, Nigeria will be better. Believe what I'm telling you.
Is he doing or has done?
If what the church has done and what the church has
because
done.
If it is the one they have done,
the church has played a very.
Because you know why I'm saying this thing now? This gospel was brought by sacrifice. You said it.
Yes.
But this time around, there is most people are not sacrificing.
Some are still sacrificing.
Even when pastor look at you now, he's looking at you based on the amount of tithes. He said this one is worth 100,000 naira monthly tithe. This one is 2 million naira monthly tithe. It's now merchandise.
We're not saying that there are not people who are into it. There are so many who are into it. Quite alright. People who are interested in what they will eat. Bible call them who are interested in their belly.
In their belly.
Yes. We have people like that. There's no two ways about it. But we still have few who are also interested in kingdom mandates.
Okay, Pastor. Sorry, my dear. I want to hit it now.
Yes,
if a young man is looking at me that love Jesus, because you get people that love this Jesus.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That does not care whether you be Pastor John or Pastor Philip. They love Jesus.
Yes.
If a young man that is looking at me and watching this and say, how do I spot that one? That pastor that is not after money. Because some of them does not even pray for you. They cannot even pray. You have problem, you are struggling, you are in a church of 100 or 50 people. Your pastor sees nothing, he hears nothing, no intercession, nothing. It's just that
who you are determines what you attract.
Oh.
If you are fake, you attract fake.
Okay.
If you are following Jesus specifically for your life to be built up, you will go to churches that are interested in your spiritual life. We know.
I hear you.
You know.
I hear you.
The Bible say, for the spirit beareth witness to our spirit. You know. But it's just that sometimes people are blinded. They know.
They like jamboree.
Most people like jamboree.
Light, scream,
people
and
want
sound.
To wear, people will say itchy ear.
Oh.
People want to where they will go. That's, hey, Jesus. They wear whatever they want to wear. They dress the way they want to dress. They do whatever they want to do. And the pastors know that they are there too to enjoy themselves. And he's there also as a pastor to enjoy himself too. So as the members are enjoying themselves, he also enjoying himself. So who is complaining?
But pastor, you answered the question, but you must give me specific things to see in the life of a man of God to know that this one,
his message, his encounter, his message and his point. What is he heavenly believing? Is he heavenly believing? Very important, because you see, you can't look up and look down at the same time. There must be something driving you.
That means that you cannot be materialistic and spiritual at the same time.
You can't. It's not possible.
Is that what you are saying? Part of what you are saying?
No, materialistic. What is material?
As in, you like material things so much.
No, liking it so much is where the problem is now.
Oh, okay, so much.
So something must be above.
Okay.
I love spirituality more than any other thing that comes. Okay. Every other thing that comes is jala. Now, how do you go to market to buy something? You bought 7 bags of rice and they gave you half bag as jara. You left the 7 bags and carried the jara.
These people have left the 7 bags
and carried the jara. So we are interested in jara. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Okay. So you must look at those who are after the kingdom and his righteousness and every other thing. So when you see a man who is interested in every other thing, he's not interested in the kingdom. He's not interested in righteousness. He's only interested in every other thing. You move out from there. So, as a child of God, oh my God, the spirit in you will tell you. So, when we go to church, when we go to something, and you say, no.
Yeah, it's not
something is wrong. So, yeah.
As a baby child, like a baby believer in the kingdom, it's not possible. The person may not be able to discern a good church and a bad church. Now, let's say as a baby believer, you just visit a church, you are invited to a church, and when you attend the church, they tell you about prosperity, how to make this thing, they'll tell you to deposit a certain amount. That type of baby believer would think that, okay, maybe this is how it's done, because I'm just following this route. It doesn't have knowledge about it. So what do you tell that type of person that is confused, cannot hear from God yet? What do you tell that type of person? How will you be able to differentiate? Just like my partners mentioned, how will you be able to differentiate? Because some people, if you're talking about message and conviction, messages, they can go and copy another person's message and give it to you, and conviction, you cannot come and test your conviction,
because most of them speaks right. This thing she said, most of them speaks right. You say Jesus is Lord, all those messages that they know how to speak those things, but they know what they are targeting. Once you make mistake,
now I understand where you're going, man. Now, being a baby Christian, we are not justifying it. Now, those days, that's where I go to discipleship. Now, those days, when we give our life to Christ, we have 10 study classes. Study 1, study 2, study 3, study 4. You pass through those studies. And by the time you are done with those studies, there's a level of insight you get. Now, we're in a generation whereby you must know God also for yourself. No matter how baby Christian you are, no matter your level of faith, there are basics too. You must have a personal encounter with God. Once you have a genuine encounter with God, and you've identified with a living church,
Very important.
very, very important. How you are nurtured matters a lot. Who nurtured you matters a lot. So for every baby Christian, I will advise you where you are being nurtured, what you are being fed. Because faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word. What you keep hearing have a way of nurturing you. Sir, what has been keeping us till today is what we have been consuming many years ago. So when you are in a church, in a place, and you know that your spirituality doesn't matter to them, what matters to them is just prophecy. I prophesy. I don't have problem with it. What matters to them is iPhone. I don't have problem with them. What matters to them is 7 keys to success. I don't have problem with it. What matters to them is 10 keys to prosperity. I don't have problem with it. What matters to them is just building your mind. I don't have problem with it. They never pinpoint certain things that will help you build your life. They don't speak against sin. There is nothing that convicts you, because the word of God must convict you. You know you attend there and you live empty. Your life keep going from bad to worse. There is nothing like a spiritual growth system. It's a proof that you are in the wrong place. It's a proof.
I hear you.
So there must be a spiritual growth system that I look at your life last year and now, and I discover there is a difference between your last year and this year. But if you are in a system and you discover that you are not growing, even the fear, what you were afraid when you gave to your life to Christ, you are no longer afraid of it now. You lie the way you want. When you gave your life to Christ, you hardly lie. But now you lie at will. When you gave your life to Christ, you shunned immorality. But now, even where you worship, that's even where there is immorality. That's even where you keep falling. And they never condemn it.
It's the place that you are doing.
It is even the headquarters there. So what is now telling you that you are in the wrong place? You are in a place and your pastor have never told you what it means that there is eternity. There is a place we are going to. Because the summary of what Jesus came to do is to point us to there is a place we are going to. That's it. So you are in a place you know that they don't point you to there is an eternity where we are going to. Then it means we are in the wrong place. Because if we are the best in this world, if our hope is in this world, we have all men most miserable. Of course.
Okay, sir. You have hit. We'll be rounding up. My final question is simple.
Now, before your final question,
okay.
Now the issue of westernization.
Okay.
It really played a very big role, especially at the early stage, about the 1940s, 50s, or even 1914, 1910, when the first revival, 1914, 1910, 1914, when the first revival happened, the Azusa Street revival, we have men who were burning for Jesus. We have the William Seymour, we have the John G. Lake. These were men that commanded so much influence under God. These were men that God used tremendously. These were men that carried so much power. These were men that shook their generations. And unfortunately, there was a lacuna for the next generation. It seems as if the belief system of what they had many years ago seems to be eroding. The next generation seems not to be understanding what their forefathers believed in. Bible says, remove not the ancient landmark. It seems as if the ancient landmark was removed. And then there's a next generation who no longer know God. And they started importing certain things that are detrimental to our culture, even as the Igbos. Now, for example, the issue of gay, the issue of lesbianism. Now, they believe that because the church came from the West, and some of the churches have started implementing some of those things that are against our culture, like the gay, the lesbianism, all these things. They've shifted from their pattern of their fathers, which means it's no longer working. So we clinging into their faith is also returning back to an abomination. So most of the youth are saying, no, after all, those who brought the gospel to you are no longer backslidden, are no longer working with it, which means that they just gave you the gospel to keep you at the bay. After all, they have returned back to their Sodom. We don't want our own people to join and return back to Sodom. Because it seems, now, check this. I have some people who have raised their children outside this country. The level of morality, the level of the ethics, the respect. You see some of their children, sometimes when they return, you'll be asking yourself, were they not taught? What is the value system? What is the cultural system? So most times people over here are now feeling that, let's hold our culture before they come to politics.
Okay.
So the youth are feeling that let's hold our culture before they come to politics. And now there is now the agitation. Let's return back. That their own is already messed up. So let's return back to our original own to safeguard our culture. But no, we are saying as a church, we are not part of it.
Okay.
The church is not part of the illegal system here. We are not part of the cultural deviation, the moral deviation. We are not part of it. We are not. The church has never supported it. We are out of it. What we stand for is good moral upbringing. What we stand for is those values that will help our society and help the church. Okay. So we are not in tandem with them. We are not in support with them. So that is another angle they are coming from.
Okay.
That the society is losing values. Can't you see the way our girls dress? And unfortunately, those who dress nonsense are also even Christians. Look at the shows and everything, naked shows and everything. And these are Christians who project it. So they believe that during the time of our fathers, these things don't happen.
Okay. But they are not going deeper into idol worship.
So those who have not seen the picture clearly are being deceived by those who are even into the idol worship. So the preaching now is, come and join us. There is nothing diabolic about it. It is when you now come in that you understand there is something more deeper than what you have done before. So that's another aspect. Now another aspect too is I want to blame myself. I need to do more. I need to represent Jesus more. I need to do more. I beg God for
you are doing already now. You have almost your life to do more to Jesus.
I need to
kill yourself.
I need to do more. I need to do more. Sir, if you look at church history and discover what men of old did, the level of miracle they wrought, check in the Nigeria system, even in the Anglican church, people who brought the ministry to us, the level of impact, both healing, crusade, and everything. Check the life of Babalola. Check certain dimensions. Somebody came to my church for prayers. He had a particular issue. Some of these diabolic things. So she had issues and she came. I was so much better in my heart. Somebody called me from somewhere, from the village, and told me this thing, as far as this thing is concerned, you can only cure it through diabolic means, through traditional means. If you go to church, you can't get it there. The remedy. If you go to hospital, I've heard some of these things. If you go to, there's no remedy. It's only traditional means. I shook my head. I said, God, there's a dimension you need to help me with. There's a dimension. People are not seeing that dimension. People are not seeing certain level of manifestation. Check in the days of Omobile that he will stand and shrines collapse under God. People see dangerous manifestation. That's the level I'm trusting God to take my life to. There's a dimension we get to. People will come under the obedience of Christ.
I hear you.
So they believe now that the power of old is past. Power now resides in the traditional means. They believe there is no more power again. Power resides in the traditional means. Because there is only few
That can demonstrate the
So
power
I
of
need to
God.
equally go back and demonstrate that I know.
God.
I also need to go back and preach Christ more. I need to represent Christ. I need to represent him in my business. That somebody looks at you in your place of business, they say, this one is a child of God. So when you are telling an Igbo person, live idle, and you are even the worst, what are you preaching to the person? You are telling the person, live idle. You are even the worst when it comes to immorality. What are you telling the person? You are telling the person, live idle. But even in the church, you play politics. You are telling the person, live idle.
The politics in the church. What I will bring you for that one?
Even when you travel to your village, you still go to collect small thing. You still patronize the DBS. You still patronize them. And you are telling them they should leave. It's not possible. It takes light to chase out darkness.
To shine upon darkness.
Darkness cannot chase out darkness. So until we become light, we can't chase out darkness. So
Yes.
final question, sir.
You have answered all the questions. The only thing is that the next episode we are going to have, we will have you soon again, so that.
God bless you, sir. Before the next episode, sir, why I round up? End time factor.
Okay.
I will say,
In the last days,
perilous time.
the love of many will once go.
People will go for each year. That's the end time year. So when end time,
So it's combining many factors.
So people, the devil is strategizing. He's doing everything.
But Pastor, is it really do you think, is it not separating the wheat
We shall.
from the chaff? No. Why? Because you know, there is this massive people coming that are Christians, but they are not doing the principle of the kingdom.
Not only the Bible called them having the form of righteousness
and denying the power thereof.
It's having the form. They have the form of righteousness. They tie their scarf. They even speak in tongues more than us. They also prophesy. They have good voice, but they have the form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. They also patronize those people you are saying don't go to. They patronize your dibia.
And you not tell them, say, you not see your pastor.
They also prophesy. They also go there to receive some small power. So why will those youth not join them? Are you seeing where the problem? So it's an end time factor, and that end time factor says they look spiritual, but nothing. When Jesus saw that fig tree, the fig tree looks very, very wonderful, but have no fruits. No fruits there. Another thing, Bible says even the very elect shall be deceived. Are you saying this? So even those people you think will stand, the Bible says, let him that thinketh he stand. Let him.
So if you ever allow you the things you are dipping hand into,
take it. So even our very
that's even the one that
think they are
that you think you know what you are doing.
These are end time factors. Go and read the book of Matthew. These are end time factors. Even the very elect, those ones you think that are standing, can easily be swayed by money, can easily be swayed by crowd, can easily be swayed by entertainment, can easily be swayed by certain factors of life.
By light and screen and sound.
And everything.
Man of God, finally, look at a young man that is about to deviate. Speak a word unto him. Or anybody that is about to lose hope through the process. Man of God, this process you said is not easy, or is it easy?
It's not easy.
So, what do you have to say to such a person while we round up?
I have a sincere advice to you. God has never forsaken anyone that trusts him. Never. The Bible says we have a high priest that understands our infirmity. He's not insensitive. He cares. Never get to a point whereby you believe that the God you are serving is insensitive. Men can be insensitive, but as far as you are following God, he understands. He knows the best time to lift a man. It's possible that your time has not come, but he's still working out something for you. Please, the Bible says that Abraham never staggered over the promise. Don't stagger. He has promised. The God that has promised will fulfill.
Amen.
The God that has promised to lift you will lift you. He wants that to come as a surprise to you. When the Lord turned the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream dreams. So that when he comes, you won't take that glory to yourself. You will know that the glory is from the man that lifted you. So please wait more. Where will my help come from? Your help cannot come from those places you think of. Your help cannot come from those men you think of. Your help can only come from God. Keep trusting him. Check the scripture. The scripture was written for us to follow, to understand. Check all of them that ever followed God. Did God fail them? No. He proved himself in their life. Though it might tarry, but wait for it. Though it might tarry, though your beginning might be small, but your end shall greatly increase. I don't care where you are passing to. I understand how it's possible you are frustrated already. But please, don't give up. The devil wants you to give up. The devil wants you to compromise. Don't compromise. Don't compromise. If you compromise, it's to your own detriment. If you compromise, you don't go half journey with God and stop. It's your own detriment. The devil wants to frustrate you. He wants you to give up. He has seen what God has prepared ahead of you. He has seen the bright future ahead of you. So please hold on to him and trust me. You will testify.
Amen.
You will be a testimony. You will also be an encouragement to your next generation. That by the time people look at your own testimony, they will know that it pays to serve God. That by the time people look at your testimony, even as a young girl, you said, I'm not compromising. I won't define myself. I won't define myself. Even when so much pressures are coming your way, you are saying, I'm not going to define myself. By many years, you will stand to testify. Tell the younger ones that I got to this level. I never defined myself. As a young man, I got to this level. I followed God and God showed up for me. May God give you that testimony that you deserve.
Amen.
In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
Congratulations. In
Wow. Thank you. What do you have to say? The man of God,
Thank you very much.
He took us deep.
Insightful.
Thank you. Okay, guys, this is Niger Elevation Sounds, and we'd like you to subscribe and watch his ministration. Is on our channel with Reverend Emeka and Ndaba. Thank you. From here, we say thank you for watching. What do you say?
Thank you very much for watching till the end.
God bless you.
God bless you.